very good morning and welcome to our LIV Golf Dallas Team Championship Selection Show and Press Conference. My name is Sue Heng and I'm going to be hosting this morning. We have an amazing weekend ahead as we will award the 2024 LIV Golf League Team Champion on Sunday. It's going to be a fun morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so this tournament is working a little bit different than the previous 13 events, as this is a straight team tournament consisting of all 13 teams competing. Now, this is how it works. The 13 teams were ranked based on their performance in the previous 13 tournaments, and the top 3 teams earn a bye. Now, those teams being our very first seed, Crushes GC, second seed, Legion 13, and our third seed, the All-Aussie team, Ripper GC. So that leaves us with 10 teams left to play on Friday, playing head-to-head with 5 teams advancing to Saturday's semi-final round. So each matchup on Friday consists of 3 matches. You're going to have 2 single matches and 1 foursome match. Each match will consist of 1 point. If you win 2 points, you advance. Unlike the 2023 Team Championship, captains are not required to play in each other one-on-one in the singles matches. Pretty straightforward. So the highest seed will get to pick first, and then the next higher seed will pick the following. So with Smash GC finishing 4th, they will get to pick first. Before we reveal the matches, let's introduce all of our 10 captains who are here this morning. It's captains of Smash GC, Brooks Koepka. We have Torquay GC, Joaquin Niemann. Fireballs GC, Sergio Garcia. We've got Singer GC, Louis Oosthuizen. Cleeks GC, Martin Keimer. Range Goats GC, Bubba Watson. Four Aces GC, Dustin Johnson. Majestics GC, Henrik Stenson. High Flyers GC, Phil Mickelson. And last but certainly not the least, Ironheads GC, Kevin Na. Okay, so let's begin and find out which teams will face off each other on Friday afternoon. Here we go. Smash GC Captain Brooks Koepka, who will you pick in your quarterfinals?
We're going to be playing the Ironheads.
So it's Smash GC versus Ironheads GC. Brooks, run us through why did you select Ironheads GC?
Just went for the bottom up. I think that's the way we did it. I just felt like we got a good chance. So we'll see what happens.
Kevin, tell me, what are you thinking right now? Smash GC, obviously they have had a pretty good season.
Yeah, but it all comes down to match play, and our Danny Lees and my coach has worked with Jason and Kokrak, so we've been bribing him, trying to give him some flaw swing tips. So hopefully that works.
I like it. Okay, so pick number 2. We're moving along. Torquay GC. With Smash and Ironheads off the board, we move to Torquay. Captain Joaquin, who do you got?
We got the High Flyers.
Wow. So we've got Torquay versus High Flyers GC. Joaquin, why did you pick the High Flyers?
I mean, wasn't that easy to pick, but I always wanted to play against Phil.
Okay, Phil, well, what do you think about the matchup? Obviously, Joaquin's had a fantastic season.
Yeah, I really like the team of Torquay. I think that they're an incredible team. I think Jaco is one of the best players in the game, and I've had a chance to play with him a number of times this year, and it's just impressive watching him play. And then the rest of his team are just really good guys and solid players, and I've enjoyed watching their success. Our team is looking forward to the challenge, and we haven't had the year that we wanted to this year, and this is an opportunity for us to showcase what we're able to do against one of the really strong teams in the league.
Very nice. Okay, let's move along to Fireballs GC. Of course, captained by Sergio Garcia. Sergio, who would you have?
We're going to play Range Goats. I'm kidding.
Oh, you got me there. I was like, wait, no.
No, we're going to pick Majestics.
Majestics GC. So it's Fireballs versus Majestics. Sergio, you've obviously had a lot of experience with the guys on Majestics, with the Ryder Cup team. Why did you pick them?
Well, I felt like our matchup was good against them. Obviously, we played them last year, so we We know what's going on there, and I don't know. Everyone else seemed like maybe a little bit. It wasn't like the easiest choice, but they were all good teams left on the roster, and I guess we go from what happened last year, so hopefully we'll be able to repeat.
Henrik, what do you think about that?
I think you made a bad choice.
All right. It's getting competitive in here. Okay, next up, our next match. It's Stinger GC to pick next. Stinger, who you got, Louis?
We picking the Cliques.
The Cliques. Okay. What made you decide on the Cliques? I mean, they've been playing some good golf. They won in Houston, obviously, this year. So why the Cliques?
Yeah, I mean, I saw Martin run the 100 meters earlier this week, and I think we can beat that. So.
Were you hoping he will pull a hammy or something?
No, look, I think all three teams that was left to pick from was strong teams, and we just thought the matchup with Cliques are going to be suiting us a little bit more.
Martin, what about you? I mean, obviously Blandy's had an amazing season. He's in the lock zone. You've started to play some of your best golf too as well. So what do you think about this matchup between Louis and his team?
Yeah, Richard is definitely going to be, obviously he's a strong player on the team, but he won't be good in 100 meters in our team. He will be our weak link. Sorry, Richard. But Colin and Adrian, they're up there. It's going to be a tough match against the South Africans. They play some good golf. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of success in their career already. But I feel very confident with the team. We had a win already this year, which was huge. We have a great team spirit. So, and in the end of the day, match play comes down to that, supporting each other. But the experience is going to be hard to beat. But I believe we can do it.
Congrats on breaking 14 seconds, by the way, for your 100-meter sprint. I think everyone was against you there, so good run, good run. Okay, so that leaves us with our final match for the day. It's Range Goats versus 4 Aces. I'm going to start with you, DJ, because your team was picked last. What does that say about the 4 Aces?
We were the last ones left.
But nobody wanted to pick you, though. Nobody wanted to pick you.
I mean, we haven't had the best of years this year, but I mean, the last 2 years we've had, obviously we were #1 coming into the finals, but I think our team is still strong, and it is match play, so we are a difficult matchup. I think we, obviously the Range Goats are too. I think it's gonna be a tough match, but I'm looking forward to it. And obviously, once you get to the team championship, anybody's got a chance to win, and all you can do is go out and try to win your match, and then hopefully we make it to Saturday, and then repeat that again.
But what about you? I mean, your team's going up against Dustin Johnson and Patrick Reed. Obviously, they've had a lot of success in match play. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal team we're playing against. The Aces are unbelievable. Nobody wanted to pick them, obviously, and so it's going to be a tough matchup. But obviously, I think it's going to be made for TV. I mean, it's a perfect pairing. They're really good, and I think our team hasn't had the best year, but it'll be a fun challenge for us. We'll probably be the underdogs, and so we'll try to match them shot for shot, and hopefully somehow we make one more putt than they do.
Does that work better for you guys being the underdogs?
I think we're always the underdogs, but no, I mean it's golf. We're all good up here. We just got to pull off that one day, and then hopefully move on.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's recap our 5 matches for Friday. We've got Smash GC versus Ironheads, Torquay versus the High Flyers. We've got Fireballs versus the Majestics, Stinger GC versus the Cliques, and the Range Goats versus the Aces. All right, so now that we know all the team matchups, it is time to reveal the players who will be competing against each other. And this is the very first time that this has been shown, as captains don't even know who the other captains have selected to play the individual match play or the foursome. Just a reminder, captains do not have to play the singles matches this year. They're allowed to play in any of the matches. There's going to be a lot of great storylines, so let's reveal our matches. Our matchup A, we've got Smash versus Ironheads. Let's take a look at our singles. Brooks versus Kevin Na. Our second match, we've got Taylor Gooch versus Danny Lee. And that leaves us with our foursomes, Jason Kokrak and Graham McDowell versus Jinichiro Kazuma and Scott Vinson. There you have it. That's our very first matchup. Brooks, what was your process behind picking who to play the foursome, who to play the singles?
It's pretty simple. I just thought, Gooch has had a good season again. He's played well, likes match play. I thought it was pretty simple to just put him out there. And I think this board kind of came up exactly how probably myself and Kevin kind of thought it was going to go.
Kevin, you're going up against someone who's played really well this season. Obviously, one of our best players, but also Gooch, as he mentioned, is one of the best putters on the green, which is crucial on a golf course like this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is what I was expecting. I thought about throwing a curveball in there, but I talked to the guys, and everybody actually wanted to play singles, which is a good sign. I think everybody wants to show what they can do and what they're capable of. I know Brooks is obviously a tough opponent. I mean, going against the 5-time major champion, right? So, but in match play, I've taken down some people in match play, and I can make a few putts. Hopefully that happens. And Danny's game, I feel like, is really turning around. I think with his new side kick on the bag, I think he's been reading some putts well and making some putts, and I think he'll be a good opponent for Gooch. And Vino and Scott Vincent and Genio, I think I'll give you a great four-ball alternate shot. I think they'll do great together. Vino's got a new haircut, shaved his head, so I think he's ready.
All right, very nice. Okay, so let's move along to matchup B. We've got Torquay versus the High Flyers. Let's take a look at our singles match. Joaquin versus Andy Ogletree. Then our second singles match is Sebastian Munoz versus Cameron Tringali. And of course, that leaves us with our foursome, Mita Pereira and Carlos Ortiz versus Phil and Brendan Steele. Wow. Phil, you're the first team to not have the captain play in the singles match. I'm curious as to what was your thought process behind that?
Andy Ogletree won the 21 Amateur. He's a very tough match play competitor. Cameron Tringali won all of his matches last year. I wanted them both in singles, and Steely and I are really annoying to play against. Like, I'm annoying, but when you put me and Steely, like, it goes to another level, and I feel like that could be a challenge just dealing with that.
You guys are far from annoying. All right, we got Andy Ogletree here. Andy, you're going up against the second best player on our league in terms of the individual title this season. Are you surprised, and what do you think your chances are?
I mean, no, I'm not surprised. I'm looking forward to the challenge of playing Waco. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to play Phil this year, so maybe next year. But no, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the competition, and I love match play, and we'll see what happens.
Joaquin, I have to ask you, are you surprised by this matchup? Because I'm sure you probably were anticipating playing against Phil.
Yeah, I mean, we knew with our teammates, we talked about it, and we thought Phil was going to play by himself, but we knew he could think about it and do something different like he just did. So yeah, I mean, everything could happen on match play. They have 4 really strong players. Andy, like Phil said, he won a US Amateur. He's a good match player. So yeah, it'll be a good challenge, and yeah, it'll be fun.
And why did you pair Mito and Carlos together?
Yeah, Sebastian obviously has been great on match play. He's won a lot of match plays before against really good players. So yeah, and I also wanted to put myself as a single, and then Carlos and Mito, they do a good matchup together. Carlos played a few times here before, and they complement really well each other. So yeah, it'll be a good pair.
All right. Okay, let's move along to our matchup C. We've got Fireballs versus the Majestics. Let's take a look at our very first singles matchup. Eugenio Chacara versus Henrik Stenson. Then we have our next singles match, David Puig versus Ian Poulter. And then, of course, we have our foursome, Sergio Garcia and Abe Answer versus Westy and Sam Horsfield. Wow, this surprised me. Now, Sergio, you got the all-time record in terms of points in the Ryder Cup. I'm curious, why did you put yourself in the foursome match and not the singles match?
Well, first of all, I have full belief and confidence in all of my players. Obviously, I think that Eugenio and David are very, very strong singles players. And then I felt like Abraham and I, we could match up really well for foursomes. We both love playing foursomes, and we're super excited to play together. So obviously the goal for me is to put the strongest team that I feel that we could have there to try to attempt to win all three matches. You know, I don't want to try to win just two. We want to try to get three, and if we don't get three, hopefully we get two. But I felt like this was our strongest possibility for us.
And Henrik, are you surprised at all? Were you expecting to play against Sergio?
Yeah, but I could see why he changed that from last year's result. We went out first in the singles last year, so I could see he wanted to make a change. And
I thought you were going to play foursomes. That's why I put myself there. But I guess you didn't want that.
So no, I was a bit surprised as well. I thought I was going to get Sergio in the first match, but no, I think we're very happy with that setup, and yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow, really.
Well, I got your co-captain right here, Ian Poulter, who's obviously have had a great match play record. You did pretty well, I would say, in your career. You're playing up against one of the youngest up-and-coming players who's had a great record as well in terms of performance in the last year or so. What do you think of your match, and what do you think about this lineup?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day. I mean, look, we didn't do what we needed to do against them last year. I think there's going to be some motivation with us this year to obviously change that. You know, the way the pairings have lined themselves up, it's you know, me playing David will be a great match. I mean, obviously he hits it 50 yards past me, so I mean, it's quite easy.
With a 3-wood.
With a 3-wood, all right. So you know, it's over to me to put the pressure on him first, which you know, in this format I've done very well in match play. And it's, you know, it's time for me to go and deliver. I played well last week, so I feel pretty confident, and hopefully we go and deliver nicely tomorrow.
All right, very nice. Thank you, Ian. Okay, let's move along to our next matchup. It's Singer versus Cleeks. Let's take a look at our singles. We've got Brandon Grace versus Adrian Meronk. And then we've got Dean Burmester versus Kalle Samoya. And last but not least, of course, that leaves us with our foursomes, Louis Oosthuizen and Charles Schwartzel versus Keimer and Blandy. Louis, taking a look at your matchups right now, you're the third captain to have not picked yourself for the singles. Why is that?
I miss my guys too much. I want to have some good conversation on the course. Now, me and Charles been playing. We played a lot of, you know, foursomes and better ball together in our lives, and we've always done really good playing together. And I think coming down, we both played same golf ball, which is huge in foursomes, and it just made sense to just sort of, you know, we go and have a crack at it. I thought that Blandy was going to play singles. I did, but Blandy, we just tee off the same holes. Me and you, we had a pretty similar distance, so we just. Yeah. So no, it was. I just thought me and Charles match up really nicely for this week, and you know, the other two boys, I know what they're capable of.
Martin, you're another captain that did not play in the singles match. What was your thought process to play with Blandy, and what do you think your chances are against Louis and Charles?
Well, he won 2 majors this year, so that's pretty solid, I would say. But it was more about the other guys than about Richard and me. I think Adrian is best on his own. You know, if you send him out early, and if he can do his thing, I would really believe he can do. He's the best off that way. Kalle, him and me, we talked a little bit, but we actually did it in the team together. We talked about the setup, and Kalle felt really comfortable in match play. He really likes that challenge, playing singles. And Richard and me, you know, we get along well. We have kind of similar games, I would say. I try to keep up with him at the moment, but he's very solid. He's a calm person on the golf course, and I think the matchup is great. I think, you know, playing against Louis and Charles, very nice guys, good players, so it would feel really good to beat them.
Well, Blandy, you're obviously a two-time senior major champion this year, but you're also going up against two major champions. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we got more majors than they have. You know, anyone that you play it's going to be a tough game. I think, you know, we kind of had Louis and Dean playing singles, so a little surprising to see Louis there in foursomes, but you understand why. You know, he's a very solid player. Yeah, I've played quite a bit with Charles this year as well, so you know we know what he can do. It's going to be a tough match, but you know, if me and Martin play the way we know we can play, then I think we got enough to sneak that one.
Thank you, Blandy. Okay, all right. So that leaves us with Range Coats versus the four aces. So let's take a look at your lineup here. Peter Uihlein versus Dustin Johnson. And then we have Thomas Pieters versus Patrick Reed. And last but not least, we've got Bubba Watson and Matthew Wolff versus Harold Varner III and Pet Perez. Bubba, I know last year you talked about how you would have liked to play in the other matches versus just a singles match. What will it be like playing up against your former teammate Harold Varner III, and also talk us through your process of why you chose yourself for the foursomes?
Well, when we were going through this as a team, everybody wanted to play singles, but then you look at Peter Uihlein, who's won U.S. Amateur, so he's pretty good at match play. Short game's unbelievable. That's what you need in match play. And then Thomas plays a different golf ball, so it just made sense to put me and Wolff together for golf ball reasons. And then the high energy that Wolff is, it's fun to be around. And so bringing him to talk video games and talk other things, and then golf gets in the way, it's going to be a blast. And obviously playing against Harold, it'll be fun. I mean, it's what we love to do. We love the competition. And like I said earlier, this is probably the best matchup for TV. Obviously, the aces are really good. And we kind of knew what their strategy was going out. We could feel who they were going to put out. DJ's really good at golf and match play. Patrick Reed's really good at match play. So we kind of knew how they were going to fall. And we just tried to match it up best we could. But we all wanted to play singles. Everybody wants that competition, that effort to try to win a point. But golf ball, like Louis said, golf ball was an influence on some of it.
Oh, DJ, talk me through your mindset on your matchups. I know, Harold and Pat had a pretty good week last week and had their careers on the line, really. And then you paired them together. Talk us through that process.
Oh, well, I mean, I was going to play singles, and then obviously the last couple years we've put P. Reed out in singles, which he's a very good singles player, very good match play player. I felt like Pat and Harold were really kind of the obvious choice to play foursomes, and I think their games complement each other. I think they're going to be a really tough match, and yeah, I mean, obviously I played a lot of golf with both of them this year, and they're both playing well, and just, obviously if they can just get it together tomorrow, and we can win all three matches.
Well, Harold, yes, you're going to be playing up against your previous captain, Bubba Watson. What's your thoughts right now with this matchup?
Oh, I think it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm speechless.
Speechless.
That's
the
least I've ever heard.
All right, so there you have it. That is our matches for Friday. We've got some great lineups, really exciting stuff. We can't wait to watch it. So those are your quarterfinals for the 2024 LIV Golf Team Championships. We're in for an amazing day of golf on Friday. Sounds like it's really going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to our captains and all the players who joined us here this morning. We appreciate you. And I will now turn it over to our head of player comms, Jay McNeil, to pick it up from here.
Thanks, Sue-Ann. We're going to open it up to the media, but just before I do, there's a lot of chatter going on in the backs. I'm just curious, were you guys surprised by any of these matchups that are up here? Brooks, was anything shocking to you?
No, I think it kind of fell the way I thought it would. You know, definitely some change-ups on the singles and foursomes play, but I mean, I get some of the reasons. I get it makes sense. So yeah, it was interesting to see how guys were doing it.
And Bubba, any surprises up there?
No, I mean, I think that we all want to, you know, there's some captains that change to foursomes, but it's fun. Like, we want to change it up and see what we can do that way. And so, yeah, I don't think there's much. They're all good players up here, so I think it's just anywhere you put them, it's going to be a great matchup.
Awesome. We're going to open it up to media. If you guys can raise your hand if you have questions, we'll run a mic to you. Here, Joy, you can start with him.
Guys, I've got a couple of questions. My first is to Sergio and to Henrik. You guys have played so much together, match play and part of Ryder Cup. Do you guys know any of each other's secrets that you may want to reveal over here?
No, I was just surprised that Sergio chose to hide, but no, we had a good match last year. I thought I was going to get him again. He had some, it was crab injuries as well last year, right? You were bitten by a crab.
In Miami.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
His finger was a little.
Forgot
so
about that.
I felt like I could only take 3/4 of that win. Quarter of it was for the crab, and I was hoping to get the full point this year, but you know, it's always going to be fun to play them, and no matter where the guys go, it's always going to be tough matches, and we'll have a good match.
Yeah, no, there's no real secrets. He sees getting in the foursomes as hiding. I see it as being very confident with your game, because it's the toughest. It's the toughest format you can play. So you know, everybody has their own opinions. There's no crabs here this week, so so he you know, he doesn't have to worry about that, or I don't have to worry about that. So it'll be you know, it'll be fine. It's gonna be a good match.
There's plenty of snakes here. Plenty of snakes.
I love snakes. My son even more.
If I can just ask Phil, what do you think about this golf course as a match play course?
So there's a lot of risk reward here. There's a lot of severity of the greens, a lot of opportunities to attack pins and make birdies with very difficult up and downs if you don't pull it off. And because of that, I feel you'll have a higher number of scores where you can make birdies and a higher number of bogeys or doubles than a more mundane golf course. And so I think it allows for more aggressive play, allows for more holes being won and lost, and it sets up very well for match play. I think the wind is going to add an element of difficulty. There's a lot of crosswinds on the holes. So there's a lot of holes that instead of being straight in, straight down, where there's quartering winds, I think that's going to be a challenge for the players. It will make the misses a little bit bigger, and yet if you play aggressively, you can still make a lot of birdies. So I think it leads to more aggressive play. I think we'll see a lot of big numbers, but in match play, only losing the hole, it's allowing for that aggressive play, and should be exciting for match play. Stroke play, you have to play much more conservative on this golf course, because there's really big misses, big penalties for misses, and in match play you can take that on and be more aggressive. So I think it's going to be kind of showcase what match play is all about.
Oh, me? Yeah. Appreciate it. I don't think I've ever seen this much giggling at a press conference, which is awesome. I'm just curious for you guys who've been here a couple years in, how this year has differed in terms of your experience in previous years and what you guys are hoping for going into 2025?
Any of you guys can take it. Martin?
Me? All right. First and foremost, I think we all need to understand that, LIV is still a startup. They started only 2.5, 3 years ago, and where we come to the day today has been absolutely amazing. The league is still learning, trying to improve, and it will take some adjustments until we get it all perfectly right. So therefore, this year also you saw a few changes already in the individual tournaments, but also this week, that the captains can play in the different positions than we did the previous years. And I think that this is really exciting to be part of that. I don't know what we're going to do next year, if maybe the team aspect will stand more, let's say it's more on, that I guess the team is more important than the individual scores. So there are a lot of talks going on right now. That would be fantastic, because this is what LIV is all about, the team aspect. And I guess all of us and all 54 players are very excited to be part of the whole journey. It's great to create something new and be part of it from the very beginning.
Louis, do you have anything to add to that?
I think he said everything that we're all probably thinking. It is still in startup, and it's been great experience for me as a player and a captain to be part of a team. And I think going forward, we all feel that the team side of it's going to probably take over, and LIV Golf is probably going to be more team than anything. But it's very excited to go all over the world again, playing golf in different places. And I mean, I grew up like that, playing. When I started out pro, played all over the world, and it's great to be traveling for golf and be part of something bigger.
Great. Pass it to Mike.
Hey, Waco. I was just curious how much of a benefit it is that Seb and Carlos have some experience on this course.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's one of those courses that, there is some tricky positions, some tricky pins. The greens are a little different than we're used to it, and there is some blind shots too. So yeah, I think it's an advantage to have them on play here often, and yeah, and also I can borrow some information from them. We're able to practice together today and get some info there. But yeah, it's also nice to. They all live here. We're staying at Carlos' house. I think it's a little bit more like a home tournament, it feels like, to be staying in a house with their family and, be here on the golf course and play in front of their friends and crowds. It will be a nice challenge.
And Brooks, GMAC is 3-1 in foursomes the first 2 years. Is this the week why you brought him onto the team this year?
Yeah, it's a huge part of why we wanted him and to have him on Smash. He's been, I think, a big part of our success this year. He's played really good on Sundays. He's stepped up when he needed to, and obviously his record kind of speaks for itself between Ryder Cups and what's going on out here. So I like him in foursomes. I think him and Jay will be a good match, and that's why they're playing.
And Kevin, there's a few guys out here that are relegated. You've got one of them. Do you feel like the relegated players have motivation this week? Maybe their last chance to show something?
Yeah, I feel like relegated players maybe want to contribute more this week because maybe they haven't contributed as well during the season. I think it's our last chance to show them, show the world what they got and maybe a little bit of redemption.
Martin, same question about the relegated players.
Yeah, obviously, after last week, I really felt for Kalle. He gave it everything. It was his last chance to finish in the top 48, to have a chance to stay out here next year. He did everything he could. It's always tricky to have one of those guys on your team, because especially the way the team worked out this year, we had such a good time. We all got along really well, and we wished him all the best for last week, but it didn't work out like this. And I think you need to focus also on the positives. He had a great experience out here, and hopefully it will give him more motivation to wanting to come back to LIV. You know, he's going to play the promotional event in December again. So if he can do the same thing that he did last year, then we're going to see him in 2025 again out here.
Josh?
Yeah, it's for Phil. You know, last year in Miami, you talked about there being a level of players from other tours who were interested in coming to LIV, and there not necessarily even being enough spots on LIV for them to come over. It's hard to ignore that LIV has signed a reigning major champion in each year of its existence. Have you experienced the same level of interest in coming over to the league, you know, heading into next year?
Yes.
Do you want to expand on that any?
No.
Is that it for you, Josh?
That's it. Thank
Okay.
you, Phil.
Anybody in that row over there? No, I think Sue Ann had one more for you guys.
All right, for those captains who are playing in the foursomes matches, now that you've actually seen the lineup, is your strategy going to change at all come Friday?
Probably not.
No? Louis?
No.
You never know.
Oh, I think there's some secrets in here, but what about you, Phil?
I don't think strategy will change, no. I thought one of the cool matchups as I was looking through them was seeing the Range Goats and Aces play, because you have former teammates playing each other in a couple matches, right, with Peter Uline and Dustin. I think that's going to be an exciting match. You got two of the longest hitters, used to be partners, used to be teammates, playing against each other, and then having Bubba and Harold go against each other. I think that is one of the more interesting matchups. I don't think our strategy will change per se, but I just thought I thought that matchup was kind of interesting.
What about you, Bubba? Anything different that you're going to do?
Don't try to throw it to us, man. No, now we're just deciding who's going odds and evens, right? So you just got to figure out what holes fit you, what holes you like, what holes you don't like, and try to match it up. I think the par threes, there's 2 on even holes and 2 on odd holes, so you're just trying to figure out how you're going to attack it and what you're going to do.
Yeah, especially you and Phil. You guys are both lefties, so picking tee shots will be really interesting.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Sorry, there's one more over here.
Yeah, sorry, I hate to throw it back to Phil and Bubba again, but Phil, question for you. From the team atmosphere standpoint, I'm curious, what's team play at LIV Golf say compared to team play at Arizona State back when you were in college?
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun, and you mentioned it earlier in your comment about how much laughter and how much fun we're having, and I think that this format really brings that out. The match play, the head-to-head aspect of it is bringing a different dynamic, a different feel, a different energy, and I think the great thing about LIV Golf is the ability to pivot and change and do things a little bit more fluid than other tours, and maybe this is something we look at in the future of having more team events throughout the year rather than just the season ending. I mean, this is a lot of fun. We're all enjoying it. There's more interest. There's, like you notice, there's a lot more laughter, a lot more interesting matchups, and I think that this is this week is really a special week. It's an exciting week, and I think it resonates more with a lot of fans, and maybe we should do this a little more often.
I'm here for it. And Bubba, a question for you. You're somebody who I've always admired your ability to play at a high level and also show a lot of personality. Whether it's playing here at LIV or partnerships or business opportunities off the course, how's this model kind of allowed you to totally be you?
Yeah, it's creative juices are flowing, right? When you're in the meetings for all 54 guys and for the league, like Martin said, it's a startup business, and you're trying to grow it, right? And so you asked about laughter and things like that. Look at other sports. At the end of the game, they go and high five and hug or whatever. And now we travel together. Even though we're trying to beat everybody, we're still friends. We're trying to grow the business together. And so it makes it more fun because we see the same faces every week. On other tours, you might not see a guy for a few weeks because they're taking a break, they're doing other things. So yeah, this is awesome for me. It gives my mind a place to go besides golf and be creative and try to create something that we've never been able to do before. So I think everybody behind me and with me are same way. This is a dream come true to be able to create something from scratch.
Awesome thing. And I guess, I'm sorry, one more if that's all right. Challenges, opportunities and fun of having a totally different fanfare than you guys are used to playing around. like the energy, the ability, like the fans kind of being on top.
Yeah,
of you guys?
we had 14 goats last week in Chicago, right off the range. Because we're giving goats away. Every team we beat, we give a goat away. And in November, we're actually going to, as of right now, out of the country. There's a couple countries, but we're going to go and deliver goats and see and help people around the world. Goat milk is the most nutritious milk in the world. And so golf is just my avenue to be able to do other things and help people around the world.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we will end this on goat milk. Thank you guys so much. We are all looking forward to seeing the matchups tomorrow. Good luck, and I hope to see you guys back
Thank
here
you.
after the round tomorrow.
Thank you.